felt too, like, precious and safe and cute. I don't know why it was cute. I don't know why Chucky's not cute. Chucky's scary. And he was just cute. Today I'm going to be talking about Child's Play, the remake. I am a huge fan of the Chucky franchise. The Chucky franchise, the Child's Play franchise. It started out as a serious horror film. When they started to go down in ticket sales, the original director and writer decided to go off the rails completely and just play up the comedy. And I think that was a really good choice because it's about a killer doll. Not only a killer doll, but a killer doll possessed by the soul of a serial killer. Because of voodoo?
I've spent too much time in this body! I'm fucking trapped in here! What the hell?
I feel like there's a line that has to be drawn between watching this as a fan of Child's Play, the franchise, and watching this as its own separate thing. So in the original, he was possessed by the soul of a serial killer. And in this new one, he is an AI. He's like a smart doll, similar to Alexa or Siri. Why you would need it to be a doll, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if I'm totally feeling the whole tech side of this robot gone wrong. Sort of feels a little wrong for Chucky. Part of what makes Chucky so scary is that he has a soul. This is the soul of a serial killer. That's what's motivating him. Not this weird, I have to make Andy happy by all means necessary. That's just not as scary. In a couple of reviews, and I didn't read a lot because I didn't want to spoil the movie for myself before I went in, I saw a lot of references to Black Mirror and how this kind of felt like a long Black Mirror episode, and I really sort of feel that way too. I also don't know if I'm feeling the reimagining of the way Chucky looks. He looks kind of weird. There was a lot of CGI used for Chucky, which is a huge departure from the Chucky franchise. Comedy was really well done. It wasn't the same vein of comedy that I've grown accustomed to.
Violence is bad, isn't it? Not violence. Violins. Violins are bad. That screechy music's gonna ruin the goddamn country.
It's just like he's goofy. Chucky's goofy and not in a scary way. He's like funny. He's cute. He's adorable, you know, and I just don't think that that's along the lines of what Chucky should be, but they did a really good job at that. I laughed many, many times. The whole entire audience was laughing. They did what they set out to do as far as the comedy is concerned. Chucky is voiced by Mark Hamill, who we all know is a wonderful voice actor. He did a really nice job. But I'm super used to, and we're all super used to, any fan of Chucky's really used to Brad Dourif. Just such a recognizable voice and so Chucky. Aubrey Plaza is the mother of Andy in this movie. Andy is the child who receives the Chucky doll. She's playing a mom, which is a little strange because she still doesn't look old enough to have a child this old. They say, oh, you know, I had a productive 16, you know, sweet 16, saying that she had him really young. It was really good having her come in with those sort of deadpan, silly moments, and it turned Andy's mom, who in the first one is just sort of this, like, wide-eyed, what's happening character, doesn't really go anywhere or have a real personality, into someone who has a real personality. The child was aged up from the original. They also had to explain away why he was receiving a doll by having him say, I'm too old for dolls, but, you know, and also immediately starting to play with Chucky. The reason they give that this particular Chucky doll is broken, there's this guy, this worker, and he's like daydreaming, and then his boss comes along and fires him for daydreaming. The doll he's working on, he goes into the code for the doll and erases all of its safety precautions. And it's really sort of rushed and weird and like just a reason. Like they just like needed a reason. I really like that Chucky in the original is just evil. He's a serial killer. He's a crazy man stuck in a doll's body who hates being stuck in a doll's body. That's Chucky. This was just like kind of sad, like a scorned lover. Like Andy didn't want to be friends with him anymore, and no one can be friends with Andy if I can't be friends with Andy, and you actually kind of feel bad for Chucky at some points, which is ridiculous. There was like a crew of kids that were friends with Andy that kind of felt like they were just trying to reach out to the Stranger Things crowd. Look, we can be like the Goonies too. didn't really fit with the movie. I like when Andy's by himself dealing with this doll. It's supposed to be this horrible feeling, this alone feeling that no one believes that your doll is killing people and they think that you're crazy. It was entertaining. And it was funny. I laughed out loud many times. Some of the kills were absolutely ridiculous and hilarious. So they did that well. They nailed that. In a lot of ways, this is a horror comedy for sure. I don't think they were trying very hard to be scary. It's not scary at all, which is a shame because I feel like even when Chucky got super, super crazy with like Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky and Curse of Chucky and Cult of Chucky, there was still like this like scariness to it. There was still really good horror in those movies. And in this one, it just sort of felt like a fun little romp with some blood and gore. So all in all, I think that it wasn't a failure because it was entertaining, but I don't think I would watch it again or recommend it really for people to watch. I would rather recommend them watch Bride of Chucky and have a good laugh, It's a little bit more fun of a movie than this. It fell into a lot of tropes and it fell into a lot of traps. I just think they missed the spirit, which is okay if you're going for a different spirit. But when you have such a large franchise like this, your new spirit better be something really interesting and cool, and it just missed the mark for me. I'm going to give Child's Play 2019 a 4 out of 10. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe. And if you agree with me, disagree with me, also love the Chucky movies, please comment. I miss Brad Dourif. I like Brad Dourif. I just want Brad Dourif back. Sorry, Mark Hamill.